Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Jacob Smith, who, of course, has some news to announce. Had some news to announce a few days ago. What are you going to be doing?
Yeah, no, Casey, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. And yeah, 2023 is looking to be a good year for us. My plan is to continue racing in the Pro Late Model Series at Madera Speedway in efforts to win the championship this year, and expanding on my NASCAR ARCA West Series races, competing in 4 of them with Jerry Pitts Racing during the season.
And of course, what tracks are you going to be competing at?
The plan is we're going to be heading to Sonoma in June, Irwindale in July, and we'll head back to Vegas in October and round it out with Madera Speedway at the end of October.
All right. Just kind of talk about since it's kind of like your first time on here, just kind of talk about like how you got into racing.
Yeah, no, it's awesome actually. I started when I was 6 years old, racing go-karts here locally in Idaho. And when I turned 7, I started traveling in the Northwest and did that competitively for about 8 years. We raced in Northern California and even got down towards Central California. And then in 2020, I had the opportunity to move up from karting into the Northwest Tour Truck Series, which we raced here locally at Meridian Speedway and in Twin Falls, Idaho at Magic Valley Speedway. And that was an awesome experience for me. First time in a race car, and we ended up finishing second in the championship. I won Rookie of the Year, and we won 4 out of the 9 or so races, which was a really great start. So that then led me to build a relationship and forge an opportunity with Kenny Shepard, the promoter of Madera Speedway, to get involved in the 5150 Junior Late Model Series down in Madera Speedway. And we did that in 2021, which was a great experience for me and also an eye-opener, moving into some real serious racing. And it was awesome to compete on television, on YouTube, and then have it tape delayed on MAV TV. We won 2 races back-to-back, broke the all-time track record for the most consecutive laps led, and we ended up finishing second in the championship and winning Rookie of the Year, which was real exciting. So in 2022, this last year, I moved up to the Pro Late Models. This is the car behind me racing for Charlie Wilson. And we finished 3rd in the championship points, won Rookie of the Year, and we also won Most Popular Driver, which was voted by the fans. So it was a great start, first rookie season, and we're really looking forward to building upon that this year in 2023.
Yeah. And you're just 18 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am. Just turned 18 in November.
So are you still in high school by chance?
I am. I'm finishing out right now. I went to online school about a year and a half ago with racing, and I should be finishing out here in the next month or so.
All right. Just kind of talk about, your plans this year and to get in. I know you, if I'm not mistaken, you were in an ARCA West car. I do believe so last year.
Yes.
What was that experience like for you?
Well, it was really exciting. We raced the Las Vegas Bull Ring in October last year, and we had it on the schedule for pretty much the whole year. I'd spoken with Jerry actually around this time in 2022 and told him what I wanted to do and the experience, and planning it later in the year really to maximize just our experience. And racing in Vegas, a short track, something that I could figure out. I'd never driven the track, and I'd never driven one of the ARCA cars before. So going into it, I knew it was going to be a huge learning curve. But I definitely leaned on my experience racing in the late models and growing up racing karting at different tracks and having to adapt. We actually did 100 laps in practice, which I felt was pretty awesome. So we ended up racing pretty good, qualified 11th out of 26. It was one of their biggest fields the entire year. We ran majority of the race in the top 10, and I think we cracked into the top 5 once or twice. But it was a really awesome experience to get in a car with a lot of horsepower and weighs a lot. Doesn't like to stop. I learned that out very quickly, but it was a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to getting in the car some more this year and being able to spend some time getting used to it and getting comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, to get this, getting these opportunities, it's a lot of tracks that you get to go to. A couple of them, with Sonoma, of course, it's It's a place where a lot of course, where the Cup guys race and all that stuff. And plus, you're going to get your feet wet at some of the most iconic tracks out on the West Coast with Irwindale, with the Vegas Bull Ring, and then with Moderna. Um, what's that going to be like for you?
Yeah, like I said, it's really exciting for me. This is I'm a first generation racer in our family, and everything that we're doing is a first for us all. So it's the experience is just amazing. We're partnered with, I feel, amazing people, and it's really made just racing over the past few years. It's been a blessing, and I'm really looking forward to getting to some of these tracks. Sonoma, I actually, when I was 11 years old, raced on the go-kart track, which is up top on the hill. And that's where I won two of my Grand National Championship titles when I was 11 years old. And now 7 years later, I'm going to be racing on the big track that I watched when I was there racing go-karts. So it's really coming full circle, and I'm very grateful for all the opportunities and really excited to capitalize on this year.
Yeah, for sure. You just talk about just all the opportunities that you've been able to get throughout your racing career, and just many people don't know a lot about you. So kind of also just kind of talk about that for a second.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll go back to when I started racing go-karts, and the people that we kind of plugged into were Larry and Stingray Robb. Stingray is actually in the Indy Lights program right now,
Yeah.
which is real exciting to, see somebody who we started with also having success in a different platform of racing and IndyCar. But really growing up through all the relationships and the races that we've been at, the people I've got to meet, it's been amazing. I mean, there's been ups and downs in karting and in racing in general. But up to this year, this will be my 12th year racing, which is obviously more than half my lifetime. But it's really exciting, and I've had the opportunity to drive Irwindale in the past before. Back in 2020, when I raced the Truck Series, we had driven down, I believe it was a 16 or 17-hour drive to race a tour truck down there, which was just an awesome experience. My first time on a big track like that, coming from racing Meridian Speedway, a flat quarter-mile racetrack. It was really exciting to get on the high bank and watch the race. And we had some success there. We finished second, which was real exciting. I had an opportunity to race and practice in a wing sprint car, an asphalt wing sprint car at Meridian Speedway, and that is wicked. Talk about horsepower. I mean, there's nothing like it. It feels like you're taking off in an airplane when you crack open the throttle. But all those opportunities and the phone calls that I've had and people that I've met and being plugged in with Kenny Shepard at Madera Speedway and all the TV programs and working with Stephen Blakesley, it's all been an honor to do that. And I'm really, really excited for, more of those people to come along and get in touch with.
Well, you know what? Let's get to know you a little bit. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite vacation spot?
Oh, my favorite vacation spot. Can I pick the racetrack?
I mean, no.
Other than the racetrack, I think I really enjoyed it. I went to Florida, spent some time on the beach. The weather over there is beautiful, and so that'd probably be my favorite vacation spot.
What's your go-to place for food?
My go-to place for food. Oh, it's got to be Subway. Subway is definitely the go-to. Stop in and that's the spot.
Yeah. Um, Favorite TV or streaming show you're really into right now?
I don't watch a whole bunch, but by far my favorite right now is Yellowstone.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I mean, who knows? You might be watching. You're going to be doing some traveling in the next, this year. So
we are.
maybe something to do if I don't know if you're flying or driving or something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to all the traveling and starting up. First week of February, we're going to be testing down in Sonoma, getting some seat time, and then
Nice.
we've got 4 weekends back to back, practicing at Madera, and then our first race on the 18th of March. So it's going to be a busy schedule.
Yeah, for sure. Are you driving or flying?
We usually fly to the races, just with the cost of fuel and everything like that. And
Do you
and the
prefer
time away.
driving or flying?
I definitely prefer flying. I do enjoy car drives, but at the same time, that's about 13 hours for us one way, and it just takes a lot of time out of the days to travel. I mean, you figure in 2 extra days of travel and we're already going down on a Wednesday night, so it becomes a week thing for every race. So flying is definitely more efficient, and the cost is across the board.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you at replying to text messages?
Oh, I would say definitely a 9.5. Every once in a while, there's one that slips through, but I feel like I'm pretty in tune to getting back to people and things like that.
Yeah. What is something people do not know about you?
Something people do not know about me. Some people do not know about me is baseball is one of my favorite sports. I played baseball long before I started racing go-karts, and when I was about 13, it came to a head of which one I had to pick, and it was very hard for me to let go of baseball. So that always hold a special spot in my heart for sure.
Hey, we got a college baseball player competing in the ARCA Menard series this year. So yeah, so you never know. You have a favorite sports team to root for?
My favorite sports team. If anything, I usually watch basketball or baseball. My favorite baseball team is definitely the Red Sox. My favorite football team and basketball team. Oh, it's a hard one to pick. I'm gonna have to say probably I've always been a Clippers fan. I don't really have a reason for that. In football, I've always been a Niners fan.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, Jacob Smith, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck this season.
Yeah, Casey, thank you so much for having me, and I'm really looking forward to it.